What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to DVDs, Nuts, and Popcorn. I'm your host, the PMM, the Physical Media Mack. And I got another video for you guys. Welcome back to the weekly showcase where we show off movie pickups, physical media pickups, and discuss some of the movies that we've watched. I don't know why I keep saying we. I'm going to roll with it. But anyway, haven't made a Dollartree video in quite some time because Dollartree sucks. Remember back in the day when I used to make fun of Dollartree all the time? Now I know why. It is a horrid place to go to. And no difference in this video. I didn't really find too much of anything. It's more of the same bullshit there. New stuff has come out, but it's the same stuff as other drops. With the exception of maybe a few non-interesting movie selections. So we're going to go over the Dollartree stuff first. Picked up a couple of these items to give to friends. First up, I like this movie, Rendell. I had it on DVD. It's a comic book style movie, and decided to upgrade it. Now I can give away my DVD copy in the upcoming 500 subscription contest. This I've seen at Dollar Tree before. I was just hesitant on picking it up, but I feel like I've heard that John Travolta is such a train wreck of an actor in this movie. I have to see it just for the spectacle of how bad he's going to perform the role of John Gotti. John Gotti's like a little guy. Travolta's kind of a big dude. I think this is going to be hilarious. I really do. Gotti is the incredible true story of Joe. I'm going to tell the true story here of John V. Gotti's rise to power to take the mantle of boss of the Gambino crime family, to become the most dangerous criminal in modern history. While in prison, Gotti Sr. is forced to re-examine his life and put the needs of his family over those of the family. I heard when he was in prison, he was getting protected by the, was it the white supremacist or the, whatever the white supremacy group is, or organization. Yeah, I think it's going to be hilarious. Gotta check it out. All right, next up here. All right, so these are gifts right here. One of these is definitely going to be for my boy Tyl Lord. And I dropped this gem on you guys a while back. I don't know if anyone ever listened to me, but you got to pick up this Pure Adrenaline 10 action movies from Dollar Tree. I've seen it there multiple times. And the reason why you got to pick it up is this movie right here, Trunk. Not The Trunk. Trunk. Phenomenal film, underground gem. I'm dropping gems for you guys. This movie right here and Storm are probably the best two gems I dropped that no one ever talks about. Storm is a Swedish film. I was about to say The Trunk. Trunk has a beautiful Jennifer Day in it. I don't think she really did anything else as far as films that anybody would know about. But if you ever seen the movie, I think it's called, it might be called The Call, where it's Halle Berry is a 911 operator, and a girl gets taken at the mall, I think, in a mall like garage, and thrown in a trunk, and she has her cell phone, and she talks to Halle Berry, the 911 operator, and she's trying to get out of the trunk. This is the same movie. Well, it's not the same movie. This is it's kind of like that movie, but it's way better. I'm telling you right now, it's a much darker version of that movie. So yeah, I have no idea about any of the other films on here. I've tried to watch like 4 or 5 of them. They were just god awful, and I had to turn them off. But Trunk is absolutely a fun-ass time, man. I got 2 of those, so let me know. I'll either give it away in the contest, or if one of my other buddies wants it, just let me know, and I'll send it to you. I'm not going to send it to you if you ain't going to watch it. It's all about checking it out. And if you disagree with me after you watch it, that's one thing. I'm not sending it to sit on your shelf for 2 years. All right, so the only new thing that I saw that seemed interesting at Dollar Tree on this drop was a movie called The Big Ugly, and it has my boy Ron Perlman in it. And I don't know the actor's name. It's got to be Malcolm, is it Malcolm McDowell? Or Vinnie Jones? I don't know. He doesn't look like a Vinnie Jones. But this guy right here, I've seen him in a lot of movies. He was good in the Guy Pearce movies. Not Guy Pearce, Guy Ritchie movies. Why am I thinking Madonna when I say Guy Ritchie? Is Guy Ritchie married to Madonna? I think so. But, you know, the Lock, Stock, and Smoking Barrels movies. And there was another movie. I think he's in a lot of those style movies that Guy Ritchie made. And he's really fucking good in those movies. I just don't know. I haven't seen him really in anything else. But he's in this. And I don't know if he's going up against Ron Perlman or what's going on here. From the executive producer of X-Men First Class, Nealon, who's Vinnie Jones, and maybe his name is Vinnie Jones, has always been the loyal enforcer for the crime boss family. Malcolm McDowell, let me see, back in London, taking care of problems and people that disrupt his illicit business. When Harris strikes a deal with an old friend, American oilman Preston, that's Ron Perlman, they find themselves in the wild hills of West Virginia. Overnight, Nealon's girlfriend disappears, last seen with Preston's wayward son. Lines are drawn between the family and friends, but nothing will stop Nealon from getting answers and retribution. It doesn't even really sound that good to me. But, I don't know. I checked it out on Rotten Tomatoes, and it seemed like it got a lot of good reviews. In for oil, out for blood. Vinnie Jones and Malcolm McDowell and Ron Perlman star in The Big Ugly. So, anyway, that's the best I could do for Dollar Tree, guys. All right, now, moving on. Holy shit. Glass is everywhere now. All right, so that's that. Now let's get into the laserdisc pickups from, I think I got all this from eBay. Where do we want to start here? I'm probably going to talk about each one of these movies, and then I'm going to show a small clip from the movie. If I can find something on YouTube, I can take from there. All right, first movie here is Space Marines. Now, this is a 1996 film directed by John Widener. It's got Meg Foster in it. She is right there. And if you don't know who that, so Meg Foster plays a Space Marine commander. And she, if you don't know who that is, she's that girl that has, or that female that has those piercing fucking eyes, man. She's very original looking. I was telling somebody earlier that she reminds me of a Kirstie Alley, but a skinnier, evil version of Kirstie Alley. She was in all kinds of movies. She was in They Live, Masters of the Universe, Leviathan, Future Kick, and a ton of other movies. Really cool actress, man. When she was younger, she was a beauty, man. Actually, she's pretty in this, man. I don't know what age she is in this, but she's a pretty woman, but very unique looking. Now, another actor in this movie is Billy Wirth, and he plays a Marine soldier. He's probably best known for playing Dwayne. He's in the Lost Boys. He's one of the vampires, one of Kiefer Sutherland's boys. He had the long hair, and he looked familiar in the movie, but I never thought in a million years Lost Boys. But yeah, he is one of the vampires in Lost Boys. And then we have John Piper Ferguson, who plays Colonel Fraser. He's the space pirate leader. And his career has kind of flown under the radar, at least for me. And but his first film was Prom Night 2. So it's been a while since I've seen that movie. So now after watching this and enjoying his performance, I need to go back and check that out. He's hilarious in the fucking movie, man. Super cheesy performance. He kind of reminds me of somebody that would have been a perfect character in like the Corsican Brothers, you know, that Cheech and Chong movie, playing like a French aristocrat with the fancy mustache. And yeah, man, he kind of reminds me of John Franco a lot. And it's funny, like in the movie, he has this, like I said, it's a super over-the-top cheesy performance, but he has like this, almost like an MP3 player. He keeps on recording like these different expressions and stuff because he wants to like take over the world basically. And he's saying stuff like, you know, I will go down in the annals of time as the greatest pirate that ever lived. And then he'll stop it and then he'll play it back to see if he likes it. And like there'll be other people he's having scenes with and they'll be watching him as he's playing it back. And yeah, that sounds pretty good, you know, and just like checking him out while he's doing it. It's really hilarious. It's like a running gag throughout the film. And so we'll talk more about him. But then we also have an actor named Edward Albert who plays Tex. He's the Marine captain, one of the goodies. And this is another guy that I didn't really know anything about at all. But he does have such a recognizable face, though. I knew him from something. I think he was in, not that I watched this, but I did some research on Wiki. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in Falcon Crest for like 18 episodes for like a couple years. And what else was he in? I think Galaxy of Terror, which I've never seen before. Midway, and just a ton of other stuff. Mostly he's done television, though. Another actor in this film who plays a character named Gunther, which is the head space pirate baddie. His name is Michael Bailey Smith. And this is a big, hulking, like intimidating type of dude, guys. He looks like he's been shooting steroids for years. He's even got the pirate eye patch, which is really badass. And it just goes through the whole movie just manhandling everybody. And it's funny, I did some research on him. His first role in a movie was Super Freddy in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, The Dream Child. Or was 5 The Dream Child? I can't remember. Whatever. At Nightmare on Elm Street 5, he was Super Freddy, with jacked fucking Freddy. He was one of the cyborgs in Cyborg 3. And I've been talking about the Cyborg films. And actually, I'm going to do a review on Cyborg 3 very soon. He was in The Best of the Best Part 3. The TV series Charmed, I think, for a couple of seasons. And so on and so forth. So basically in this movie, the synopsis of it, Colonel Fraser, which is the John Piper Ferguson character, in his space pirates hijack this marine cargo ship. And this marine cargo ship is carrying they say it's a gigaton, which is a whole bunch, of antimatter explosives, which is basically enough to blow up the whole entire planet. And then they use this as a bargaining chip with the United Nations to trade it for kilos of gold. Because, like, what would pirates want, right? Kilos of gold. But, yeah, man, just an interesting array of cast in this movie and characters. And I thought John Piper Ferguson was badass in the movie, man. Like I said, over the top and super cheesy, but really fun role, man. And Michael Bailey Smith, Gunther, was a badass, brute type of character. Loved him in the film. And Meg Foster did a great job as a commander. And Billy Wirth was good too, man. Just all around, man. Good job. This is no masterpiece of a film. This is no Star Wars, but 1996's Space Marines. I had a lot of fun with this one, man. I had some real cheesy action and lots of gunfire and ass kicking. And basically, it's the Space Marines against space pirates. They break out into this war. The Space Marines have to go in and try to save the world, basically. And yeah, man, good fun flick. Glad I bought it on laser. Not sure why I didn't get this on DVD. I can't remember now. Maybe this was hard to get on DVD. Definitely didn't come out in Blu-ray. And if I got it on laser, usually there's an issue with getting it on DVD, or maybe it was less to get it on laser. It just seems sexier. I don't know. All right, guys. Next up here we have a film called Automatic, another movie that I really enjoyed. Now, this stars Olivier Gruner. I said Oliver Gruner. I like saying Oliver Gruner. It's much easier. It's kind of a weird name. Olivier Gruner, I think, is the correct pronunciation. We'll just call him Gruner. Who's a badass and probably most famously known for playing a cyborg in Nemesis. Well, he's a cyborg again in Automatic. This is a film from 1995. It also stars Jeff Kober. And if you don't know who that is, he's been in a lot of stuff. But I always remember him from being in The First Power with Lou Diamond Phillips. And he played a sadistic killer. And actually played the Pentagram Killer in that movie. And I thought he did a great job as like this evil serial killer. Also in this movie is Margene Holden, and she plays Kober's character's mercenary partner. I think maybe even his girlfriend. And the female protagonist in this movie is played by a girl named Daphne Ashbrook, real beautiful blonde, and she's Nora in the film. John Glover is also another notable name. He plays the CEO of this company that creates these cyborgs that are meant to be home protectors. And they even, like, in the beginning of the movie, it starts off really cool. They show, you don't know if it's a commercial at first, but they show these baddies breaking into someone's home, and it's like there's a little daughter in the bedroom, and there's, you know, a husband and wife just watching TV on the couch. They just come in and start blazing, just blowing everybody to bits. The daughter's gonna get killed. It's real sad. And then all of a sudden this guy busts out and he's like, this would never happen if you had an automatic, you know, because the cyborgs are called Automatic. And then they show Gruner's character comes out and kind of demonstrates what he would do in that situation. So they replay it. It's really cool, man. I love the way they did the commercial. And so this CEO of this company, the inventor, the guy who created the cyborg, that, you know, it's Oliver Gruner. There's several different ones that do different purposes at this corporate office, and you know, basically there's security there, but they're trying to roll them out to people's homes where people buy them. And the commercial's also funny. It's like the husband's like, thank you, you know, Automatic, we appreciate you helping out and stuff. And you're just thinking to yourself, that would be so weird to have another guy in your home just like chilling there, protecting, you know, what is he gonna do next? Bang your wife when you go to work? I mean, I don't know. It's just weird. You know, he's better looking than him. He's tougher than him. He's their savior. You know, the daughter looks up to the fucking cyborg more than the dad. I don't know. It's just a weird parallel. But anyway, what was I gonna say? All right, so in this movie, this CEO played by John Glover, he's trying to roll out this new line of cyborgs, and the bank is like breathing down his back and threatening to pull out and stuff. So he's going to be in like major financial issues. And like the next day, literally, they're revealing this new line to the public. And that night before, one of his execs invites what's her name? Nora, who's played by Daphne. What the hell's her name? Daphne Ashbrook's character up to his office to do some late night work. Well, of course, he wants to have sex. She's all about business and stuff. And he attempts to rape her. Well, Oliver Gruner, the cyborg, comes around, and because he hears what's going on, and he busts in the office, and the exec's like, you do what you're told. You're not supposed to hurt humans. You can't interfere. It starts telling him all this stuff, and you can see that Gruner kind of has a mind of his own, and he's like almost more human than he is cyborg, and he's like thinking about stuff and feeling guilty if he doesn't help out. So next thing you know, he intervenes and he accidentally kills this exec. Okay, so security finds out about this and calls the CEO, John Glover, and tells him what's going on. Well, he doesn't want any of this to leak to the public. So he tells security, put the whole office building on lockdown. And then he gets on the phone and he calls this mercenary group, which is led by Jeff Kober, the actor Jeff Kober, and his girlfriend or his partner, Margene Holden, and then a group of other baddies. But anyway, to basically come into the office building and kill not only the cyborg, but also kill the girl, because they don't want it to leak at all to the public, because he's going to be in big trouble and go bankrupt. So that's when it turns into like, it's like half Terminator movie, and then like Terminator meets Die Hard, because they're in this office building. And this battle starts to happen between the mercenaries and the cyborg, and he's trying to protect the damsel in distress, Daphne Ashbrook's character. And there's a lot of cool scenes in this. I think the movie's a little bit too dark, and they probably did that for budgetary reasons. They didn't want you to see what was going on. But a lot of the scenes inside the office building, I noticed, were a little too dark. But there's lots of cool action sequences in the movie, man. And I really enjoyed this one, man. I thought this was one of his better movies. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with this film. What else do I have here? Oh, and it's funny because, like, so Margene Holden, she actually outshines, I think, Jeff Kober's character. Like, she's a badass female character, man. Like, I really liked her in this movie. I don't know what else she's been in, but I'd like to check out some of her other movies. She's 6 feet tall in real life. I was looking, so she's one hell of a woman. Beautiful chick. And yeah, she's an absolute badass in this movie. She adds another layer to it, so it's not just Jeff Kober, the mercenary, going after this, and another badass partner going after, which basically kind of, she matches up against the female protagonist, Daphne, and then Kober matches up against the cyborg, Gruner. So really cool there. And this movie also has Wizard of Oz elements in it, because early on in the movie, someone makes a joke about him and says, oh, no, I think the exec that he kills says, oh, shut up, you stupid Tin Man. You're just a Tin Man. And after that sequence, and by the way, whenever he saves her from being raped and kills that other guy, Daphne's character does not like him, because she's trying to get the fuck out of the office, and he's telling her, no, you don't understand. You have to stay here. I need to protect you. He ends up being right, of course, at the end, but she doesn't know that. But they end up falling, like, basically in love with each other and stuff during the movie. But he asked her about that. He's like, what did he mean by Tin Man? And she explained about the Tin Man and Wizard of Oz having no heart. And it's kind of a running thing during the movie where he's kind of being told that he's just a cyborg and that he doesn't have true feelings and stuff. But you can tell he does have true feelings. Like he's different than the other cyborgs. But there's a real cool sequence in the movie where she's like giving him a hug and she says, humanity is wasted on humans. So I thought that was like a badass line in the movie. And then there's this sequence where they're like running through the office buildings and they run into this display. It's like it's a display of his body. And it breaks down what the cyborg parts are and stuff. And he actually has a real human heart. So he looks at her and he's like, I do have a human heart. You know, it's like kind of a real touching scene. I like that part of the movie. And so there's a huge twist in the movie. So go ahead and just, I don't know, go forward in the video if you don't want to hear this. If you want to check this movie out, when I'm holding up another Laserdisc, obviously we're on to the next part. But the twist is in this movie because they're in this office building, but it's like a corporate office and it has these facilities for making cyborgs and stuff inside of it. They run into this one room and they see like 100 or maybe it's like 500 or 1,000 of her, Nora's character, Daphne, a bunch of her. So she comes to the realization that she's an actual cyborg. She's not human. So that's a really cool twist in the film. And so the new line was not Gruner's cyborgs. It was actually her line that was going to be presented to the public. So, and she was put in the office to work as a secretary and didn't know she was a cyborg, and no one knew she was a cyborg. Like, people were making advances towards her. Obviously, that guy was trying to rape her. Like, so it was like a perfect, like, experiment with her. But, yeah, like I said, man, really cool film. Lots of shoot 'em up, bang, bang. Lots of badass sequences. There's a scene in the elevator shaft, kind of like Die Hard. And they're hanging from the bottom of the elevator. They're both hanging from the bottom of the elevator. And Gruner's character, the cyborg, looks over at her and just smiles. And she's like, what the fuck? And then he just drops. And they're like probably like 100 stories up. So he's dropping and his body goes like this. And it turns like this, his body, parallel, right? And then he starts like walking kind of like a spider down the fucking, with his legs touching the back and his arms touching the front, like this. And it looks badass, man. It's a really cool sequence. And then, and he finds like a door to go into, and there's a sequence where the elevator is coming down and she's going to get crushed. So she has to let go, and he grabs her hanging out of this little portal and has to pull her inside. The way the camera is, it shows a camera, the elevator coming down, and she just barely like gets out of it, man. It's very well done. And, but yeah, man, really enjoyed this movie. Welcome to the 22nd century, where a high-tech, high-speed chase sends a renegade android and an innocent woman on the run for their lives from a deadly team of futuristic mercenaries in this explosive cyber thriller. Automatic, guys. You gotta check it out, man. Cool film. Very cool. All right, next up here. Okay, so we have Frank Zagarino coming back in the 4th installment of the Shadow Chaser film franchise, Alien Chaser from 1996. And do I dare say that Frank Zagarino is the second best baddie cyborg character of all time? He's got to at least be in the top 5. If you're going to go Arnold Schwarzenegger in the first Terminator, right? That's got to be number 1 on pretty much everybody's list. Who's number 2? I mean, Oliver Gruner? Possibly, but no, Oliver Gruner is usually a good cyborg. So as far as bad cyborgs, Let me know what you guys think. Frank Zagarino's got to be at least top 5, like I said. But is he too? That's a good question. Now, let me break this film down for you guys. Of course, 99% of the people that are going to watch this video have never seen any of these Shadow Chaser movies. So, yeah, that's how it is. But anyway, you're going to love this. So this alien ship full of aliens and Frank Zagarino cyborgs, multiple cyborgs, lands in Africa in the middle of some kind of African tribe ritual, right? They're dancing around and playing music, and one of the cyborgs goes down and passes over Orion's key, which happens to be the key, no pun, to the survival of this alien planet that they come from, right? This is the key to their future. Without this, they may not exist, you know? So, okay, let's pause for a second. Why would a futuristic race of aliens or cyborgs, whatever the fuck they are, who have the capabilities of traversing the universe, flying from planet to planet, who are a billion years ahead of us as far as technology, give something so important to people that live in straw huts who don't even have running water? That one kind of befuddles me. I don't really understand. I don't even think they explained it in the movie why they gave that over to them. But needless to say, the alien ship takes off, and not only does lightning strike this alien ship, it blows the alien ship up, and somehow 2, 3, 5,000 years later, we'll get to that in a moment, because it's kind of unclear. There's an underground bunker now where one of the cyborgs is still functioning, but he's in some kind of cryo sleep inside this wrecked ship. Okay, now, then it cuts to a husband and wife team of archaeologists whom dig up Orion's key, right? And they're being funded by this millionaire guy, and they've run out of money, and they think their life's dream is gonna go away, and they're not gonna be able to do their any more digging and any more archaeologist work, and they're super worried about that. And then they find this key, and all of a sudden, well, actually, the wife finds the key. He doesn't know about it because he's visiting their catatonic son, who is in a hospital that's not good enough for him, and they don't have enough money to put him in a hospital that specializes in that. So that's a big part of the movie. And she finds the key. He doesn't know. She's trying to pass word on to him that she's already talked to the millionaire that's funding them, and he said that he's going to pay them more money, and they're going to be able to keep doing their work. All they have to do is send him the key, or pass the key to whoever he sends to go get it from him. So she agrees to that, no problem. And as she scans the key, because she wants to show him a picture of it, and sends an email, somehow that email wakes up Frank Zagarino. Don't ask me why. It's the stupidest fucking script. So now Zagarino's woken up from an email, and he digs up from up under the ground, and now he's going after the key. So he's just whooping people's ass and fucking people up, and he's a total badass like he is in all the other Shadow Chaser films. And what else? So then somehow in the movie he turns into being a good guy, and he just wants the key, and the millionaire guy turns into this, sends his henchmen to go get the key, which doesn't make any sense because they want to give him the key because they want to get money. So why is he sending henchmen in? I don't know. It's a very fucking strange, stupid story. But it all comes to this climax at the end of the movie. They're in the bunker down below where the ship is at. Now it's turned into fucking Tomb Raider on the PS1, Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's like cave doors shutting and opening up, and it's a total train wreck of a film. And but I don't know. I get some enjoyment out of it. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of hilarious, man. Zagarino's a total wooden character cyborg, but I mean, I was thinking about this earlier. It's like, everyone always says that Chuck Norris is such a wooden character, a wooden actor and stuff, because he just has no range. It would be funny if someone told, if he just started getting nothing but, or when he did get roles, if people were just giving him nothing but cyborg roles because he's so one-dimensional. But, yeah, you pretty much, you only have to be one-dimensional to be a fucking cyborg. And Zagarino's the best at it. Anyway, I could have sworn in this movie it says 2,990 something fucking years. And then on the back of this it says after 5,000 years in the African desert. That's a pretty big typo. That's over 2,000 years of a typo. So I found that hilarious. But it says after 5,000 years in an African desert, the crashed alien android Frank Zagarino comes back to life with a mission of murder. Two scientists hold the answer to stopping this human terminating machine as he stalks with superhuman vengeance. Yeah, man, it's a train wreck of a film, but it's actually kind of fun. Image Entertainment release. His arrival is your departure. Alien Chaser. Frank Zagarino. I don't know, man. I have fun with these films. So now I got to hunt down, what have I seen? I've seen 3 and 4 now. Now I need to hunt down 1 and 2, which I'm sure, and 1's got to be better than all the rest of them. So I'm super excited about seeing 1. And I think I heard decent things about 2. 4 I've heard bad things about, and I can see why. But again, man, it's still entertaining for the train wreckedness of it all. All right, guys, let's get to these packages. So I got another box from Retro Tiburon, or Tiburon. And again, he has the Retro Wave podcast, which I think I've been on there a couple times on this podcast. And I didn't remember the date on the last video, but it's going to be September 16th. I'm going to be on there, and it's top 5 horror movies of the 1990s. And I still have not given him my list. And it's one of the hardest top 5s I've ever had to put together in my whole entire life. I actually thought the 90s was a lot better. Now that I'm watching all these 90s movies and going through all these lists and trying to get a perfect top 5, the 90s were not that great. I mean, I know they're not as bad as some of the decades, and they're probably going to be better than the 2000s, from 2000 on to now, but the 80s is so much better than the 90s, and the 70s is so much better than the 90s. It's not even funny. But anyway, there's still some great movies in the 90s. I'm not trying to knock the 90s. It's just like the 80s is overwhelmingly better. But I just can't do it, man. I cannot put together a top 5. And even though, like right now, I have a top 5 that I'm kind of ready to give him, but I can't number them. It's impossible to number them. I don't feel like anyone should ever do top 5 anything. You should always do top 10. Top 5 is way too difficult talking about anything. Top 5 cars of all time, top 5 actresses of all time, top 5 cyborgs of all time. It's too difficult. We should have did 10. All right, here's the box. He hit a home run last time. He sent me like movies that I fucking own already. All right, here we go. Oh, he did it again. See, if he watched my videos, he'd remember this. I did pick this up and talked about this in one of my Dollartree $1.25 Bush videos. Not a bad movie. I think, if I remember correctly, I remember this being halfway decent. Super, ultra low budget film. But, yeah, I remember it being okay. So, 500 subscriber contest. That's coming your way. Doesn't sound like a good deal for my 500 subscribers, but whatever. No, it's not that bad. It's a pretty good film. Hopefully I'm not mixing that up with something else. All right, he keeps on sending me these Resident Evil movies, so I know they're bad. We got Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. Now, I'm a Resident Evil video game fan, and I like the movies, but these animated ones, I don't think I'm going to like. I'm not hearing great things about them. I'm hearing that they were very well produced, and they're very, visually stunning to look at. They're well done. They're a very good production, but they're just boring as fuck. So I don't know. Let me know, guys, if any of the animated Resident Evil movies you loved or really enjoyed. I think Tyl Lord talked about this movie on his channel, and I believe he liked it. I believe he said it was good. Cage Fighter. So I'll give that a shot. I'll check it out. On Blu-ray. It's got Alex Montagnani, John Moxley, Jay Resso, Luke Rockhold, which is an MMA fighter, if I remember correctly, Chuck Liddell, another MMA legend, and Gina Gershon, who is right there. Is she a female legend? I guess she is. She's a badass, for sure. Yeah, so I think Tyl Lord said this is pretty good. So, worth checking out. Then he likes to send the joke movies. So, this is the joke movie of the box here. I will throw this right into the trash can. Oh, shit. Like I care if the disc popped out. Fiesta de Madrizas. It's like some kind of fucking Mexico Fight Club or some shit. I don't know. It's like what's the guy's name that used to fight in the backyards? Who went into the MMA? Why can't I think of his name? At first I thought it was like a Faces of Death movie, but no, it looks like people fighting in backyards and shit. It's probably hilarious. All right, next up here, this actually has a pretty cool name to it. And I love ninja movies, so I'm going to have to give this one a shot. Ninja Apocalypse. Devastating mutation termination. It says framed for assassinating the Grand Master, who's played by Kari Hiroyuki. 47 Ronin, Tekken, Mortal Kombat. The Lost Ninja Clan must fight their way to an underground nuclear bunker filled with hordes of supernatural enemies, mutants, and flesh-eating zombies. Trapped 1,000 feet below the Earth's crust, they must survive wave after wave of heart-pounding battles in order to escape and clear their names. Oh, Lord. It couldn't have just been a ninja movie. There's fucking zombies in it and all kinds of shit. Well, it is Ninja Apocalypse. Hey, man, that might be fun. I'll definitely check that one out. Tiburon doesn't watch the movies that I send him, but I think I'm going to start, because we're trying to get him to watch movies that, because the big thing with him is he doesn't have any kind of movie knowledge, because he doesn't watch movies. It's funny that he does podcasts talking about movies, because he's not really even a movie guy. But he's getting better. He's starting to try to watch movies and stuff. I almost feel like he needs my training, movie training. I know Tyl Lord's been helping him out, because I was sending him bad movies at first, but I think I'm going to start sending him good films just to help him along in his training and development. All right, last movie here, which is actually a good film. This is actually a good movie for him to send. It's an odd film, though. So this is Gwen. A lot of people were finding this at $1.25 Bush a while back. And you know what? Did I find this? No, I don't think I did find this. I think I found it on DVD. So this is sealed. I'm not sure if he might have got this at $1.25 Bush. But anyway, this is a period piece movie. I think it's back in like the 1800s, if I remember correctly. But this is a very strange film, because you look at that cover, and after watching the previews of it, I thought this was a fucking witch movie. And I love me some fucking witch movies. So I was on board, and I was pretty fucking excited. I had my popcorn, my beer, and threw it in the old Blu-ray player and was like, oh no, I don't know if it was a Blu-ray player. I think I watched it on streaming services. But I remember being really excited when this first came out. I got this, like, literally, I think I paid for this to stream it. And then you watch the film, and it ends, and you're like, wait a second. This wasn't a what? Did I miss something? Was this a witch movie or not a fucking witch movie? So basically, she has this property, her and her daughter. She's single. I don't know what happened to the father, if he died. Maybe he died. Okay? And these people in this town are trying to get her land, her property, trying to get her to sell it. And she doesn't want to sell it. This is her home. And seems like creepy stuff is going around in the house. I don't know, man. I gotta watch this movie again to figure out what the fuck's going on with it. But she won't sell it, and now they're doing stuff like killing her, like farm animals and stuff, and like, trying to bully her and like really trying to make her life a miserable hell, throwing rocks through the window and all kinds of shit, just trying to make her life a living hell. So in the end of the movie, the last chapter of the movie, they go hard at her, man. They go real fucking hard at her. I'm not going to spoil the film or whatever. But you're like, the whole fucking movie, you're like, man, she's taking so much shit from these motherfuckers. And like, I love movies where you're getting bullied and you're getting bullied, and all of a sudden you fucking explode. Whether you're a superhero or whether you're a witch or whether, you're just someone getting bullied and you get revenge, or, however, so that's what I'm into. So I was ready for her to fucking become a witch and kill everybody, and it did not fucking happen. But man, this is a really cool period piece, and it just looks so like The Witch is one of my favorite movies of all time. This kind of reminds me of The Witch. Everything looks aesthetically so cool, and it really does look like you're in the 1800s. It's very, very well done. I will be checking this out again. And yeah, I mean, let's say I didn't go into this thinking that it was a witch movie. I think I would have liked it even more. So it's a good flick. I recommend you guys check it out. All right, that was long-winded. I am going to do the next package here. And this package is from Tyl Lord. At the end, of the video, you're going to see it in screen. Just click on the box, and that's Tyl Lord's channel. Subscribe to his channel. Now, my twin brother, Mr. Tight White, that good-looking guy, that unbelievable video game hunter, ladies' man, he used to do something on his channel called The Tight White Show. No, I'm sorry, The Tight Package. I think it was called The Tight Package Show. Something like that. Where he'd unbox stuff that he'd get from Amazon and eBay and whatnot. And he had such a string of bad luck. I mean, I feel like I've seen everything. I saw someone send him a package in a garbage bag with like duct tape wrapped around it. I've seen him unbox something and it have somebody's linen, whether it was washed or not, wrapped around the fucking games. I've seen it all on his channel. He's literally had disastrous luck, damaged DVDs, damaged video games. Like, he's just had such a string of bad luck on the channel. I feel like I've seen it all until this happened. My boy Tyl Lord. So this is what I get. I've covered up the address up here, but I get this box from him. And I realize it's not even taped together. It's literally not taped. You can open it up. I didn't cut anything. I didn't remove any tape. This is how he sends a box to me. Unfucking believable. You gotta love my boy, man. He's original. He's very original. All right, let's get into these movies. Man, I tell you what, I don't give a fuck what kind of box he sent. He sent me some badass movies, guys. He hooked this shit up. So, first movie here, we have Hollywood DVD. I guess that's I remember Hollywood Video. I don't know if that's different. Maybe this is from Hollywood Video. It's called Hollywood DVD, the rental place. Or maybe that's just the name of the company, Hollywood DVD. But this is a 4-pack on here. It's got Hired to Kill, Cold Harvest, City of Fear, and Traitor's Heart. And they all look fucking incredible. Comes on 2 discs. And, all right, so Hired to Kill has George Kennedy, Jose Ferrer, and Brian Thompson in it, and Oliver Reed. Cold Harvest, which I saw yesterday, right there, very fun, over-the-top, cheesy action film. Really enjoyed it. Has Gary Daniels in it, which I haven't seen a lot of his movies, man. I like him now. I want to see a bunch more of his movies. And actually, there's 2 more movies. No, I'm sorry. There's 1 more movie on here with Gary Daniels. But Cold Harvest also has Brian Ganeese in here, who was in Cyborg. Make sure I'm not fucking this up. Brian Ganeese was in Cyborg. Was he in Cyborg? Oh, Cyborg Cop 3. I was about to say Cyborg. Yeah, Cyborg Cop 3. So, fan of his. And he's also in Traitor's Heart. So, City of Fear has Gary Daniels in it as well. And then Traitor's Heart has, as mentioned, has Brian Ganeese in it. So yeah, Cold Harvest, man, is a fun film, man. Let me read the synopsis on it. 2 years after a comet strikes the Earth, the sun disappears, food supplies dwindle, the population plummets, and a deadly disease runs rampant in the lawless world of scavenging and violence. Yeah, like we were talking about this the other day, like a director like Albert Pyun, he shoots in like real fucking locations and shit, and uses like real sunlight to record, and which is very unique and very cool way of recording. This is not that movie for sure. This is definitely done on a sound stage with a green screen and stuff. But it doesn't mean I'm not making fun of it. I'm just, a lot of movies are like that, and even movies today are like that, but they're just done so well you can't tell they're on a green screen. But a lot of like smoke and mirrors in this movie, like sped up fighting where it seems like they're doing more than they really do. Like they're like, you know, they speed up your movement so you look like you're like a superhuman fighting and stuff. And it's like floating in the air, lots of slow-mo sequences. But yeah, Cold Harvest, man, has a ton of great fight sequences. Lots of cool kills and stuff. And it's a fun film, man. Definitely recommend it. I don't want to go too long in this video, so I'm not going to talk too much more about it. But yeah, man, cool quadrilogy here, or 4-pack. Looking forward to checking out these other movies. Probably going to check out City of Fear next. All right, so I picked this up on Laser. I'm not going to say anything about this because I've already reviewed this. If you guys want to check out the review of this, check out my channel, and you'll see a full review of Cyborg 2, cyberpunk adventure that I really like, man. I really enjoy this film, man. Very good. So now I have this on Laser, and I have it on DVD as well. So very cool. This is a very nice condition DVD too. I like it. He goes to a place called Rasputin's and finds all kinds of cool shit. Oh, look at this. It's got Lionsgate Home Entertainment, like the movies coming out. I think I saw Mean Guns in here. Let me see. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. King Cobra. There it is, Mean Guns. With Ice-T and Christopher Lambert. All right, yeah, man. So, love doubling up on that, man. I'm such a fan of the movie. And this is a movie that I needed for the collection, man. Remo Williams, starring Fred Ward. I absolutely love this film. And so many cool sequences. Probably the most famous sequence in this movie. I don't know, I guess at the time the Statue of Liberty was under construction and somehow they were able to film doing stunts off of the Statue of Liberty. It's fucking insane. But he's trained by this, let me see. When a street smart cop from New York regains consciousness after a bizarre mugging, he has a new face and a new identity. Oh, I forgot about that part. Now he's Remo Williams, the #1 recruit of a top secret organization, and he's toppling evil at every turn, even atop the Statue of Liberty. See, they even mention it on there. So badass. In this spectacular and funny adventure film, Gene Siskel from Chicago Tribune. Trained by quirky Korean martial arts master Joel Grey to dodge bullets, brave terrifying heights, and thwart attackers with his bare hands, Remo becomes the ultimate criminal exterminator. But when he faces off against a corrupt millionaire and his army of henchmen, the real adventure begins. So that character, Joel Grey, or that actor, is not a Korean guy. He's a white guy that plays a Korean old guy. He's dressed up in like makeup and prosthetics and shit like that, which is really kind of hilarious. I want to say there was a TV series of this, but Fred Ward wasn't in it, which is unfortunate. And there was never a part 2 to this movie, I don't believe, which sucks. Would love to see a sequel. All right, next up. Moving on here. All right, I saw him pick this up, man. I'm really into watching Cannon films from, mostly from the 80s. And this is like some kind of a documentary about the Cannon company. And, man, I think this will be cool to check out. Inside the Story of Canon Films. You can see all kinds of, you can see Stallone on here. You can see Masters of Universe, Death Wish, Invasion USA. All kinds of cool characters right there. I think that's going to be fun to check out. My boy hooked it up, man. I'm telling you right now. All right, so this is badass right now. He's been trying to get me into the Don the Dragon Wilson films. I don't think I've seen any of them. But these are, I believe, cyborg films. These Cyber Tracker movies. And this has, let me see. Oh, stickers over it. Is this Cyber Tracker 2? Oh, yeah, it is. I think so. No. No, this is the first one. Let me see. Oh, it's got 2 of them on there, I think. Does it say 4 movies? 3 bonus films. Yeah, so it has Cyber Tracker, which he says is incredible. I can't wait to check it out. And Cyber Tracker 2, which he even says is better. And then a movie called Ring of Fire that also has Don the Dragon Wilson. And then Ring of Fire 3. I don't know what happened to 2. It jumps right to 3. Lion Strike, another Don the Dragon Wilson movie. This time he is the hunted. So yeah, man, looking forward to checking these out. I guess there's stickers all over this, otherwise I'd read it. Oh, there we go. In the near future, a bodyguard, Don the Dragon Wilson, recognizes the questionable activities of his employer, and he becomes a target for elimination by a new police force of indestructible android trackers. Okay, so yeah, it does have androids or cyborgs in it. That's going to be badass. All right, he knows I love my Dudikoff. And these are super cool, man, because I needed both of these fucking movies, man. Michael Dudikoff in Countermeasures. Now, I believe I was seeking out the laserdisc for it, and I could not find it. There were no laserdiscs on eBay for this. So badass that he found the DVD. Oh, shit, the disc popped out. I'm going to have to change this case. It's got a broken, can't be having Countermeasures banging around like that. Armageddon on the High Seas. The Odessa, an elite Russian nuclear submarine, has been hijacked by Syrian waters. On board is a doomsday device that could trigger a nuclear holocaust and obliterate half of the world. Submarine expert Zach Silver, played by Michael Dudikoff, and the USS Springfield have been deployed to use every weapon and every breath to dismantle the terrorist diabolical plan. And the Odessa, in this frantic race against time, I think he flies like a fucking jets in this movie, man. This is going to be so fucking badass. Excuse my French. I start to cuss when I talk about Michael Dudikoff. I don't know why. I start to do to cuss. Yeah, this is going to be badass, man. I can't wait to see this. Oh, shit. Man, I got to take the disc out of there. What else is in this? Captured. I don't recognize any of these movies. There's a movie called Undercurrent with, that could be good, with Lorenzo Lamas with a speedboat on it. All right, well. They got another Lorenzo Lamas, Good Cop, Bad Cop. Should I start collecting Lorenzo Lamas? I don't know. I collect too much shit already. All right, and last but not least, we have Black Thunder with Michael Dudikoff and Richard Norton. The Air Force's most advanced weapon is the Mach 2 jet fighter with a twist. Thanks to the top secret stealth technology, it can become invisible to the human eye. When Libyan terrorists capture it when Libyan terrorists capture it in a daring act of piracy, the Air Force turns to ace test pilot Vince Connors, Michael Dudikoff, to get it back. Vince Connors. Oh shit, this is a rental, but fuck, I ain't gonna complain. I can take what I can get, man. Michael Dudikoff's a man. Looks like a very sexy young lady right there in the back of it. All right, guys, that's it, man. Thank you for checking out the video. Thanks to Retro Tiburon, and thanks to Tyl Lord for the packages. And good luck out there finding whatever physical media you are looking for. It's your boy, the PWM, the Physical Media Mack, and I will check you guys out in the next video.